video. Today I have with me the 2022 Maserati Quattroporte Trofeo. So what makes this Trofeo different from a regular Maserati Quattroporte? So this one has the specific 580 horsepower V8 engine. This is a 3.8 liter V8 engine, making this car go to 0 to 60 in about 4.2 seconds. So that's not incredibly fast, but it has incredible, great styling on the outside of this car. You've got this beautiful kind of, I believe, hold on, let me grab this window sticker. I'm gonna butcher the pronunciation of this paint name, so I have to read it off the thing so I can be corrected. I believe this is the Forisi Verde Royale. So that's probably wrong, but correct me in the comments and correct me on how to say it right. I'm not Italian. This is a $145,000 Maserati, and I'm going to be telling you guys if this thing is something that I would recommend you buy, or if I think you should probably pass on. So the main reason you're going to buy this car, I'm going to start off just saying that's in Corsa mode. This thing has 3 different drive modes and a Ferrari-sourced rear axle. On the interior of the vehicle, you've got this beautiful carbon fiber weave running down the center and on the dash trim of the vehicle. On the steering wheel, it's very nice. You know, it's got a nice kind of like, I don't know, spotted leather, which does feel good whenever you're gripping it. The stitch lines feel good. They don't feel like they're really going to wear out very quickly. And as you guys saw, the seats are actually really high quality. It's got Italian leather, and you've got a suede headliner as well on the side and on the roof. So the car feels really premium. Something that's like really important when you're looking at a luxury car, in my opinion, is actually making sure that it has an Alcantara headliner, because that's kind of what separates it from a Hyundai and a BMW. And you know, that's really one of the biggest things for me. Another thing that I always like to mention is the fact that this has the double paned glass, which makes this thing very, very quiet. It's not quite 7 Series level quiet or S-Class level quiet, but it's pretty quick, all things considered. On the tires here, you've got the sport contacts, which are, you know, pretty decent. You've got a ton of rear power going to the rear wheels, so you really want to make sure that it handles that power as best as it possibly can. So with that Ferrari-sourced rear axle on the back end, and then a ZF 8-speed transmission, it knows pretty darn well about what's going on inside of the car. In the rear seat area, you do have some nice kind of rear curtains that keep it a little bit darker in the back if you've got kids in the rear seat or anything like that. Whenever you put down the window, you are going to lower that curtain first, and this gets covered up over top. The quality in the interior of this vehicle it's okay. It's probably like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. The body panel gaps have gotten a lot better from whenever the Maserati first came out in 2014. You could fit an entire tube of toothpaste between there. Now it's kind of like a little bit bigger than they should be. The rear brakes are actually kind of cool. So you've got a front hanging rear caliper, and you've also got a nice rear one. So you do have really good brakes on this car. These wheels are, you know, they're good style. They have some nice, like, cool looking smoke designs on the back of them. That brings me to the rear of the car. So this is the trunk area. Oh, where's there's the trunk button. It's a little hidden underneath there. No power rear trunk, which does make this thing lose points, but you've got a decent size with a nice little storage compartment and an 18-inch spare tire here in the back. You can just hear that engine grumble. You also have a little 12-volt cable here in the back, but not too important as you're not likely to take this thing tailgating. Let's take this thing on a little bit of a drive, shall we? I want to direct your attention to also the Trofeo kind of lineage here on the side with the Italian flag on the side. The biggest complaint that I have on the exterior and the styling of this car is these side vents. I wish that these were carbon fiber, anything but red. I like the little red accents around the Trofeo line, but this just looks gaudy. It looks like something you'd buy for $6 off of Amazon or eBay. Why? Like that would be the first thing that I would change on this car. The front brakes are just as good as the rear. You've got, I believe, 6 piston calipers on the front. Yeah, 6 piston calipers on the front, so it's got some proper gumption. Let's see if it drives like that. Let's get inside and take this on a trip. The exterior styling being very aggressive and nice is a big draw to this car. It's $145,000, so you want to make sure that you're getting something that really kind of feels premium. One of the biggest gripes that I have on the interior of this vehicle is kind of the infotainment system. This does support Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, and you got ventilated seats, heated seats, and a heated steering wheel, which is very important, but there's just a couple of things that for this kind of money, like, it should be a little bit better. Your top-down camera looks kind of cheesy. It doesn't really, like, that car should be green. If you're paying $150 grand, the car should be the same color in the picture as it is in real life. Whenever you go to your wide angle camera view, those do work really well, and you've got the front cross path, which is nice. So you're not missing out. It's just like they could do it better. Your different drive modes and those sorts of things are all up along the side here. If you press and hold, it switches it from comfort to sport to Corsa. Corsa is going to unlock that full 580 horsepower and that 4.2 second 0 to 60. The way that this car handles in the corners is really cool. It does a great job at just kind of throwing itself through these corners and rotating the body around it, where it doesn't really feel like you're just kind of driving it. It actually feels like the car is kind of driving with you instead of against you. Door cards are decent quality material. I wish the leather was a little bit softer. The door handles, high quality. They feel heavy and purposeful, which is nice. And then the paddle shifters are nice. They're kind of in the way a little bit, but you know, I wish that they went with the steering wheel. That's one of my biggest things that I'm not really in agreement with a lot of other car enthusiasts on, is that I wish that the steering wheel, I wish they go with it, because that lets me know exactly where I need to put my hands. I can look at the steering wheel, quickly guess. Some people like it because it's in one fixed position, but they listen to that like percussive sound whenever you click on that. It just feels very like, it feels like it knows what's up, and it's got like a nice little clicky sound. The audio system in this car is the Harman Kardon. You can upgrade it to a 15 speaker Bowers and Wilkins audio. The 10 speakers fine. Audio system's decent. You've got your little controller right down here. I'm gonna ask my cameraman to put on the on his seat belt. We're gonna be safe. So apologize for the camera shakiness, but it's all in good fun. The reason that you're going to buy a Maserati is clearly for the engine, though. The ventilated seats are a 10 out of 10. Being a Chrysler product, which does make really good ventilated seats, you kind of expect that. BMW makes terrible ventilated seats, like an old man blowing on you with a straw from like 3 rooms away, versus these actually are pretty comfortable and pretty quiet. The quality of the seats is good. I wish that they had more adjustment points, as they don't really pivot up. I'm kind of short, so I like having my seat being able to kind of pick my legs up a little bit, versus this one just kind of sits you in there, and if you're not like a huge guy. On the interior, the armrest is a little bit tight as well, so you don't really have a ton of space. Like, you're gonna be snuggling a little bit with your passenger. But God, does this thing put down the power. It doesn't even feel like, it's not that fast, it's just the way that it goes, man. It feels like a proper freaking race car. And that transmission is responsive as crap too. ZF 8-speed transmissions, they make one of the best in the game. That's why BMW uses them, you know, Chrysler uses them. I mean, this thing gets freaking sideways a little bit whenever you're trying to accelerate. It's just got some gumption to her, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Not going to be taking this thing on the highway because I would get myself in trouble. Man, the aluminum paddle shifters though, I'm starting to, they look dumb, but I'm starting to like them more and more as time goes on. I don't know. This car is pretty cool. It's got launch control, which is nice. We're not going to be doing that today because this isn't my car, and I don't really want to do launch control in a car that's not mine, or if I don't have permission from the owner. This vehicle is actually available for sale at BMW Cincinnati North, the dealership that I work at. So if you guys are interested, I'm going to be putting a link to the car in the description. If you like the styling, this thing is absolutely bodacious. If you're looking for a very out there car, you don't want a 7 Series, you don't want an S-Class, you don't want, you know, any of the kind of other options, and you want to be out there, this is for you. Gosh, and like the downshifts are just buttery. Leather dashboard, I don't know if I mentioned that before. The door controls are out of a Dodge Dart, which really bothers me. The window controls, they look fine, but you can really tell, like, they work fine. It's just like, you see the same ones in a Chrysler 300 or in a Dodge pickup truck without the chrome on the front. It doesn't matter, but it's just the little touches. Man, but it shifts so smooth. If you want a driver's car that you can drive every day, that has space and is comfortable, this thing's a pretty cool option. I wish that the technology was a little bit better, but if you don't care about technology and you just want a proper freaking race car that's big, this thing's pretty cool. It's got some biscuits to her. I did want to mention the the driver has a one little thing to overcome. The start stop button is on the left instead of on the right, which is really, really weird. But this has been a very fun video to do for you guys. So if you guys have any questions or interested in the vehicle, please leave a comment down below, and I look forward to kind of talking to you a little bit more. If you guys like the video, also subscribe, and let me know whatever other vehicles you'd like me to review next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later. Deuces.